Welcome everybody to ESC Fan TV. Thank you for joining us. Tonight, it's all about happy faces, positivity. Let's have some fun. Because, let's face it.
I'll drink to that.
It's been, yeah, exactly. I'm on tea, Tom. I'm on a cup of tea, dear.
Ugh, boring.
So it's all about having some fun. It's all about keeping our chin up and keeping our spirits high as we move into more songs to review. This week, we're going to talk about Greece. We're going to talk about France. We're going to talk about Serbia. And we're going to cover the entries that they would have submitted to Eurovision this year and how we think they would have done. As always, we have a panel of fantastic guests for you at home, wherever you're watching us. I'd like to say hello, first of all, to my co-host, as always, to Tom.
Hey, good evening, Stuart. Lovely to be here. Looking forward to it. And do you know what? I think there's 3 cracking songs to look at. So I think it's going to be an absolute ball.
There is. Before we start, though, can I just say how fantastically well you did last night for 2 whole hours solid, Tom? If you haven't checked it out already, we had a super duper long 2-hour show covering all of our favourite Eurovision songs of all time. And if you haven't watched that already, you can go back to YouTube and have a listen. Or have a watch even.
I think you'll find, Stu, you know, we've talked about ESC Fan TV bite size. Last night was very much ESC Fan TV super size. It was bigger.
It certainly was. Hashtag bigger, Tom. Hashtag bigger. So we've talked to Tom. Let's see who else is on the panel this evening. All the way from Belgium, we say hello to Alina.
Hello. Good evening or morning. Thanks for having me.
Talking of which, we're going to say good morning to the Philippines. We say hello to Ian.
Hello, good morning. It's too early.
Yeah, what time is it in the Philippines right now?
It's 4 in the morning.
4 in the morning. Goodness me, that's dedication. We're going to go back to the UK, but north of the border, we're going to say hello to Ian and Donna.
Hello.
And newbie, we have an ESC Fan TV virgin breaking his duck this evening. We say hello to Danny.
Hello, nice to be here. Very excited.
Good to have you on, Danny. Right. Without further ado, let's turn our attentions to the first song. But before we do that, Tom, you're going to be in the chat room this evening, and we'd like to just let the chat room know that they can comment along with us. All you have to do is send your comments through to the chat, to the panel, using the chat bar, and we will put your comments up on screen, and we'll try our best to interact even with you throughout tonight's show. And make sure you click the like button. If you haven't already, click subscribe. And if you're watching on catch up, you can listen to the show because we are also a podcast. You can listen to us on iTunes and also on Spotify. Tom, who have you got in the chat room already?
It's always a wash with people, and just like a very special hello. We've got Nicholas, we've got Joanne, we've got John Boy, we've got WVMPE, and we've got Amit. And I'm sure there are others. The feed tells me that there's other people watching. But do you know what, guys? I reckon we should just give them all a big wave. Hello.
I agree.
Hello.
Hi.
And can I just say, who is this WMBE? Because whoever it is, they're following Alina around. Do you know this person?
Yes.
Thought you might. Anyway, let's move on. Greece. 40 times they've been at Eurovision. They've won once back in 2005. They debuted in 1974. Greece have been in the top 5 on 6 occasions. Right. They have been in the top 3, though, 3 different occasions. Let's have a little listen to a couple of their songs. This one, bit of a banger. This is Antique. There you go. Tom, you're dancing away there. You liked this one, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely loved it. Do you know what, Steve? It's an ideal compliment starting off with that one, because I did what every productive teacher in the country did this afternoon when they had no lessons, I'm sure. And I re-watched Eurovision 2001. Hey! Admittedly, I was working at the same time, but it was on in the background.
Yeah. Do they know this, Tom?
The people, to be fair, the people around me in the workroom did, because apparently I kind of lip sync whilst kind of working as well to my favourite songs. Hey, never mind.
There you go. There you go. It was a weird opener that year, wasn't it? The Dutch girl sat on the floor with no shoes on. Bit of a weird one, that.
Yeah, but it was a great contest.
Oh, yes, it was. Yes, it was. Biggest contest ever, wasn't it? It wasn't in a massive football stadium, but like at the back of the arena, you couldn't even see anybody. It was that big. Anyway, we digress. Kalimira took part for Greece a few years ago with Secret Combination. She also came third. Let's have a look.
My secret combination, it's a mystery for you. Use your imagination, I'm not easy, but I'm true. My secret combination, boy, you have to try it hard. To win a destination is the center of my heart.
So I saw a couple of people shaking their heads there. I'm going to Ian and Donna. I don't know, is this not a favourite, or was it a favourite of yours, Donna, and maybe not of Ian's?
It's had its moments with me, but it's one of my friend's guilty pleasures. I'm not going to say who in case he's watching.
Anybody else like this one? Put your hands up in the panel. Who likes this? Danny, what did you make of this one?
Absolutely love it. It's just one of those that if you're in a bad mood, chuck it on in the background, have a little dance. It's great. I'm a big fan. Big fan.
And Alina.
Oh, this was my Get Ready in the Morning song. I loved it. Like, I would wake up like, oh, I don't want to go to school, and I play this song. It was like singing.
There you go. And there's also one other song that made the top 3 for Greece. Let's take a look. Oh, I think we're all shaking away to that, weren't we? Who likes this one?
Oh, go on then. I do.
Go on, Donna.
Oh, this one is my guilty pleasure, this one. I don't know what it is about it. It's just, oh, well, him shaking away. Sorry.
Ian from the Philippines, you love this one. I thought you put your hand up.
Yeah, it is a very good example of a male slut pop. And you can use it as McDonald's shake fries commercial.
Before we move on, does anybody else want to chip in on this one before we move to the next one?
Can I say I preferred This Is Our Night better?
Yeah, same.
Yes, me too.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You get the This Is Our
stapler.
Night. Boom.
Yeah.
No, I was never a fan of that, but each to their own. That's what Eurovision's
The
all about,
stapler
opinions. Yeah, but of course, Greece did win Eurovision. They won back in 2005. The lead singer of Antigua we saw at the beginning of the show with this.
You are the one, you're my number one. The only pleasure I'll ever have. You are the one, you're my number one. Anything for you, but you're the one I love.
That's still good today, isn't it? That would still do well at Eurovision, I think.
Yeah.
We're all fans of Helena. Do we like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, definitely.
I wasn't originally, but I grew to like it, I think.
Yeah, big fan of that. Okay, so 2020, Greece, we're going to send Stefania. Stefania's Greek-Dutch. She's a singer, actress, and YouTuber. She's also was a member of the band Kisses, who did very well in the Junior Eurovision Song Contest back in 2016. Supergirl was her entry. Goodness me. I'm glad I said Stefania. I could never pronounce the surname, Tom. Thanks for putting that up on screen. 17. There you go. She's born in Utrecht in the Netherlands. It's a dance pop banger. In fact, it was also partly written by Sean Vaughan, who also has written for Dolly Parton and Waylon from the Netherlands from a few years back as well. Let's take a listen of this song.
Nothing can stop me. No, nobody can hold us down. Fighting in the dark over true love. Maybe you're Supergirl.
Supergirl. Okay. Who wants to kick us off then? Don't all put your hands up at the same time. We're going to go to Ian from the Philippines. Ian, take us through this song. What are your thoughts on it?
Okay. With Supergirl, with Super G, exclamation point IRL. I think this song, it's very, it's in the standard of degrees, what this has been said for years. I think this is a more competent song than what Azerbaijan has sent with Cleopatra. It's less messy, for one thing. I don't know how to rate this, but I think it's a competent song that could have qualified.
Okay. Alina, what did you think?
I like this song, but the title gives me Junior Eurovision vibes because of the exclamation point, and that takes it all away for me. Like, I like the song, but when I see the title, it's gone.
Yeah, I get a bit of that from the video too. It felt a bit Junior Eurovision
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
Ian, Donna, what did you make of it?
It's a nice wee pop song. It's I think some of what Ian said. It's very competently put together. It's not as messy as some of the other ones that have been in this year, and yeah, it's fine. It's got a really good chorus. That chorus bounces on really nice.
They're obviously going for a certain vibe as well. With the video, you get as a story from beginning to end. You know, she rescues a cat from the tree. She's the only one that can do it because of superpowers, and you just think it's a bit like Heroes meets High School Musical. And yeah, they're going with the concept. There's going to be a TV show, and this song's going to make it like the TV.
Well, let's face it, it is called Supergirl after all. Isn't there a TV show called Supergirl? I'm sure there is.
There must be.
There definitely was a film
there's
that
a
I'm
film,
very old enough to remember.
Yeah.
And
There
let's
must
face it, if you're going to compare it to High School Musical, sorry, the greatness that is High School Musical.
1 and 2.
You know, no, in actual fact, 1 and 3. 2 was a bit missed for me, but never mind. And I really liked it. I thought it had some really nice vibes to it. And I agree with Ian and Donna. Told a story, and I think this would have done really well actually.
It depends how they staged it, though. I think it could have been a bit tricky to stage, but as a whole package, as a video for song, yeah, it works that way.
It's all in the performance, isn't it? It depends how they brought the performance to the stage in Rotterdam. Danny, what did you think of this?
So this is in like my top 5. I thought this is an absolute banger. I'm a massive fan. I do think that the video was a little bit Junior Eurovision-y, but I think on stage, if she had some really good backing dancers, loads of fire and stuff, I think it'd have absolutely gone off. Yeah, I'm a massive fan.
And she's got a great voice. She proved that on the stage in Junior Eurovision. So, I mean, this could have done really well. What do we think this will do in this? What would it have done in the semi-final? So let's go to Ian. Is this a qualifier, Ian, for you?
It will go right hand side of the scoreboard. It's a good song, very competent, but there are other songs competing with the same genre.
Okay, so is that a kind of a miss for you?
Yeah. Well, it's not. It depends on what the broadcaster or what the artist is trying to achieve. If you just want to qualify, you've achieved everything you really need to do. Even if you go last or you're gonna go middle of the table, it's okay.
Yeah, well, Greece have had some slightly indifferent results over the last few years, haven't they? If you remember, they failed to qualify a couple of years ago when they were expected to. Okay, so Ian and Donna, what are your thoughts? Do you think this would be a qualifier? Do you think this is hitting the sort of maybe category, or do you think this is a certain qualifier?
I think it's a qualifier. In the final, probably I've got it right on the right hand side of the board, but probably middle to top of it.
I've got a feeling that this actually could surprise everyone. This could be like the 11th song in a semi-final that just doesn't quite make it. It gets edged out a little bit. And as the other Ian says, it's a lot more confident than the Azerbaijani one. So it stands a bit of a chance there. But I can't see it really getting through, unfortunately.
Okay. Danny, what do you think?
Well, Like I said, I really like this song, so I think it definitely would have qualified. I'm not really sure if there was much of a question around that, because I mean, I think it is kind of the year of the ballad this year, isn't it? So I think it would have stood out for that reason. And obviously she's a great singer live as well. So yeah, I think it would have done really well. And in the final, I'd like to think it would have been on the left-hand side of the board, but who knows really? But yeah, I'm a big fan.
And Alina, what do you think?
I don't know actually if it would qualify. I think if it would qualify, it would be like nipped. But yeah, we can't really tell now.
You're kind of well. We can only make a guess, can't we? We're not going to know for sure now. And finally, Tom, what do you think?
I'm going to say it would have sailed through to the final. Stuart, I would expect big things. I reckon they would have made use of that second LED screen brilliantly. In my head, it had a top 10 performance written all over it.
I agree.
At least in the semi-final, anyway.
I agree. I have it down as sailing through as well, Tom. So there you go. Bit of a mixed bag. However, the good news is Stefania will be back in 2021. The Greek broadcaster have already confirmed that. So we look forward to seeing her on stage in Rotterdam next year. Tom, as you say this, I think that is Greece.
Done.
So I think it's fine that we turn our attentions to France now. 62 participations since their debut in 1956. They've won plenty of times. Last time they won was back in 1977 with Miriam and L'Oiseau et l'Enfant. I think I pronounced that slightly better than you did last night, Tom. So let's have a little listen to it.
Qui en chantant invente l'amour pour que la vie s'habille de fête et que la nuit se change en jour, journée de vie où l'ombre se lève pour réveiller la ville aux yeux lourds.
There you go. That's great, isn't it? Takes you back.
And
Really takes you back.
If you go and look at the Euro party from last night, you will find out just which member of the ESC Fan TV panel has this as their all-time favourite song.
That's right. And France have won 5 times. They won in 1958, which is 2 years after they started participating. They won in 1960, 62, and again in 1969, but have not won Eurovision since 77. Could this have been their year? So they were going to sing Tom Leeb, who is a pretty well-known singer and comedian in France, with the song The Best in Me. Let's take a listen.
You are the best in me. You are the best in me.
So before we get into the song, if you're wondering why that sounds just a little bit Swedish, that's because it is. It was written by John Lundvik, Thomas Gierson, and Peter Bostron, plus a few others, I presume are French, and Tom himself. So mainly Swedish. John Lundvik shafted him, but to be honest, I think Mel's a fan.
There you go. Sharing immediately, Stu. Let's make some comments are too good not to be quiet.
Yeah, absolutely. So a mix of French and English, The Best in Me. Let's start with Alina. What do you think of this?
I like this song so much, and I was so looking forward to seeing it on stage that I'm really disappointed. Yeah, only good vibes here. And I like the combination of English and French, and I was so looking forward to it.
You were telling me before we went live, you were hoping they'd bring the Eiffel Tower
Yeah.
on stage. I don't know how they managed to do that. They need a big truck.
Like, they put on such a good music video, so I was expecting so much from the staging. Like, yeah.
There you go. Ian from the Philippines, what do you think about this song?
Okay, I have some violent reactions. Look, this is a hit for hire. as one of YouTuber named Tesolating Hesigan has said, this song is Swedish, Swedish, and Swedish. So I am so relieved that this song is not doing well in the fandom because it is not French. Also, this song is like the 2024 theme song for the Olympic Games. Stock images of sports in the music video, it kind of makes sense. But overall, this is French doing French badly. And I am still really sad that they didn't do Destination Eurovision this year. Maybe now I am more happy because of what happened, but I still think this is gonna go last place. This is my last place for this year.
Well, it's interesting about Destination Eurovision. If you believe the rumours, Gijon's Tears, who's singing for Switzerland, was invited to participate. So, yeah, that could have been interesting. Okay, let's go to Danny. Danny, what do you make?
I'm not sure that this was going to bring it back to France for the first time since the 1970s, I'll be honest. I wasn't a huge fan. It is incredibly cheesy, but I mean, it's typical John Lundvik, really, isn't it? But I don't know. I think the revamp that I heard, the one that had more French in it, was slightly better. I think it's a shame that they didn't go for like the fully acoustic version that I saw that he did in like, I think he did a radio interview where it was like he just played on the guitar and sang along to it. That was much better, I think. But I mean, Mel said it all really in that comment. He can do whatever he wants when he looks like that.
Oh God, what's she put now? I can't even bother to read it. I just know it's
Do you know what? I think she's got a point. I think the cancellation's done Tom Leeb a favour. Hopefully they keep him next year and let him sing something that's actually his style and he could smash it.
I agree.
There you go. No, I totally agree. Although he hasn't been confirmed yet by France. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. Ian and Donna, what did you make of this?
He's a bloody good singer, but the song is bland. It really is. There's really nothing to it. It's a
No,
bland.
there is something to it. 34 you are's. I counted
true.
them all. You are 34
Yeah.
times.
And that's what's wrong with it.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's just
I'm
too.
channeling my inner Michelle.
Yeah.
You are, yeah. You are.
No, don't you start. No, it's a real shame for somebody who's clearly a very good singer to give him just a nothingness. Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm quite disappointed, really.
Yeah, sorry, Leeb. It's not doing it for us, to be honest.
It always sounds a bit like a combination of Bigger last year that the UK sent and My Turn from a few years ago in Melfest, which did pretty well for John Ludwig. It's 100% John Ludwig, isn't it? You can't get away from that John Ludwig sound.
And there's nothing inherently wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's a John Ludwig sound. It's what he's known for. It's like all those years ago when he used to say, well, a Fredrik Schemper song in Sweden, you know exactly what you were getting. You know exactly what you were going to get. The same way as you pretty much know that something's got the Thomas Gierson touch. I mean, I had no idea until I started researching this song that Thomas Gierson had his paw print over it, but I could have guessed it because it sounds like something he would produce. Yeah. That said, I quite like it. There's something about it. Like I listen to it and think, that's all right. I can listen to that. Would I vote for it? Probably not, but it's certainly something I could quite happily listen to. Tom, what's your thoughts?
Do you know what? I think, and I'm just going to bring up the comment from WVMBE. Come on, it's not that bad. You're right, it's not that bad. I quite like it. The trouble is, and this is the problem, is that John Lundvik, My Turn, Michael Rice, Bigger Than Us, John Lundvik, Too Late for Love. This is the fourth song in 3 years that's had a very similar song. And I think the trouble is, because that has such a distinctive sound, when you get the first one in, you're like, that's distinctive, that's really good, I really like that. Fourth one down, you're like, that was really distinctive. Can't we do something different now?
Yeah.
True.
And that's basically it.
But the
Love
thing
the
is,
song, don't get me wrong, love the song, but at the same time, I wish John Lundvik could either bring out an album of his own tracks sounding like it, and then we can all listen to it, rather than random Eurovision entries just keep on popping up that he's written that people are singing that are just exactly the same.
he's becoming the new Laurel Barker, isn't he?
He is, basically.
You'll find him in Belarus next year. And Montenegro to come back. And you'll find him everywhere. Yeah. He wrote a song called "One Night in Bangkok," which I'm not going to go into the kind of detail behind that, but it's very, very different. So he can deliver some really, really different sounds. But in the Eurovision stage, he seems to have found his way with one style so far. So maybe next year we'll see something different from John, and maybe and hopefully from Tom Leeb as well. We hope to see you back on the Eurovision stage in 2021. This is a direct qualifier, so we would have seen this in the final. Roughly, where do we think it might have finished? Do we think bottom 6? Do we think between 10 and 19? Do we think top 10? Do we think top 5? Let's go, Ian and Donna. Roughly, where do you think it might have sat?
For me, I think it's going to be bottom 5, even with the revamp, unfortunately. I'd love to see Tom just do acoustic guitar, all in French. That'd be amazing, and it would probably be a bit higher for me then. But my bottom 5, unfortunately. Okay.
Danny?
The same for me, yeah. Definitely bottom 5 for me. I don't think it was going to stand out enough as it was. It was too, I think, like you said, it's just too much like Michael Rice last year. It was just a bit too Disney. Nothing really to it, really. Yeah.
Ian?
Well, in Eurovision, you can be competent and emotional, or car crash crazy and fun. You can never be boring, because boring always gets you last place. So this is, unfortunately, going 2 for 2, last place for John Lundvik.
Okay. Alina?
I have it in my last top 10, so don't expect a lot from it, but...
It's in your top 10, so that's pretty decent.
No, my bottom. Like, if you start from the bottom, like, in my top 10, like...
Well, you set the expectations way, way high there, Alina.
Yeah, I know. Like, I was expecting so much, but I put it, like, really low.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that somewhere in the middle of Leeds, Mel is crying into her glass of wine right now. Sorry, Mel. I'm sure he's a top 10 in your heart. And finally, Tom.
Well, do you know what? I have to say, there's two points I wish to raise with this. Number one, I think he would have been bottom 6 for me. However, how could Tom Leeb have turned this around? And I think when he was looking at how to potentially turn this around, I'd like to point him in the direction of Billy Mack in the film Love Actually, where he goes on the Michael Parkinson show and says he would run around naked around Trafalgar Square if the song got to number 1. And I'm just saying that may have got Tom Leeb the extra votes he needed to burst through the top 10.
I would have voted for that.
I think Mel would as well.
An extra vote already.
Yeah, I wonder whether they could have somehow found a shirt-ripping moment into his stage performance, just to add the extra point here or there.
Mel's already 12 points.
Girls.
She's not biased in any way, shape, or form. We love you, Mel. Okay, I think it's time to move on. For many reasons. One, I think we need to allow Mel to cool down. So, it's France. Done. So, final song of the night, Serbia. They have participated 12 times since their debut in 2007. Before that, they were part of Yugoslavia from the 1960s through to 1991. And then Serbia and Montenegro between 2004 and 2006, and they've had various intervals from Eurovision in between. Serbia won the Eurovision Song Contest on its debut in 2007 with one Molitva by Maria Serifa. How do you pronounce that? Can someone help me out?
Serifovic.
There you go. Thank you very much. However, before we saw Maria on the stage, they had some real success with Zajko Joksimovic. Did I get that one?
I think so.
Did
We
I?
have no idea, Stu. Just pronounce it with confidence and just assume that everyone
have
else
no
pronounces
clue.
it wrong.
No idea. I was practicing that for a good 30 seconds earlier. With the song Lane Moja, which finished second for Serbia and Montenegro. And I think just because the song is so good, we should listen to it. Fuck off, Tom.
Nije tvoja ljubav stvar da bi ti je vratio. Gledaj, to sam samo ja, uvek sam te voleo.
That was the wrong song, wasn't it? Did anyone notice it?
I was just thinking that. Right,
Yeah.
side, wrong song.
Yeah.
But,
Let's hear the right one.
I like that one.
Lane moje ovidana, više me tuje. Pitam samo da li si sama, ljude koje ne čuje.
And as you heard before, Naya Lubovsva came third for Serbia in 2012. However, as we know, Serbia have won Eurovision. Danny can sing it all. Which one?
She's referring to Molitva. It's my party trick, but do not ask me to do it because it's not happening.
I don't know. Let's hear it first.
Molitva, kao žarna molim usnama je. Molitva, mesto reči zamoli me tvoje. Nebo znam, kao ja, puta sam ponovila to.
Oh,
Go,
don't-
Danny,
Danny,
go.
continue on.
We're not doing that tonight. I'm not drunk enough.
Sorry.
Oh, go on, Dan.
Ian's queuing you in, Danny. 3, 2, 1,
We're
go.
not doing that now. We're not doing that.
Oh,
So we're getting before the end of the show. Okay, so in
Pour yourself
2016,
another glass of wine, Danny. Let's
right.
see if we can.
No, don't hold
at the end.
just get it a straw. So in
That's a good idea.
2016, Sanja Vucic took part with Goodbye Shelter and came 18th for Serbia. She is back in 2020 as part of the trio Hurricane with the song Hasta La Vista. I get chills in not a good way when I hear the term Hasta La Vista because I'm still getting over Ukraine 2003. Is anyone with me?
Yes.
Hasta la vista,
Yeah.
baby.
It is a nightmare choice of a song title.
Hasta
Yeah.
la vista, baby.
Frankly, this is not.
Oh,
Thankfully, this is not the same song. So let's have a little listen to Hurricane's version in 2020.
Kaži mi hvala, što sam te voljela. Na tebe tako malo svoj, dok ti se dopala. Hasta la vista, baby.
I'm going to say this straight up. I want to find out where I can get their outfit for this year's O-Gay Eurobash. 'Cause I think it's fabulous. Fabulous it is. So, Hasta La Vista. What do we make of this? Let's start with Ian and Donna.
What do you think?
oh dear.
Yeah, just be
Oh.
careful how you answer it, Ian.
I'd just like to offer up Martin Palmer's comment below, Ian.
I deliberately tried to
Oh.
ignore it.
Uh,
Sort yourself out, Martin. Sounds like you might
Where
be.
it's coming from, though, definitely.
I'm sorry, but this is shit. It really is.
I think in some ways I preferred Hasta La Vista, but from the previous year. But I don't know. I think it's because we watched the whole of the national final, didn't we? And this one just didn't seem as good as some of the others. And although she's very competent lead vocalist, I just didn't. It didn't gel with me at all. It's a nice bop, but
yeah, we watched the national final like this. Surely can't go through. Oh, it did. So sorry, it's a definite no for me.
Yeah, I could see myself, as much as I'm not a massive fan of it, I could see myself getting down to it at Euro Club, in fairness. I'm not going to pretend that I wouldn't. So I'm just putting that out there.
There will be that moment where all of us here will be on that dance floor.
Exactly.
It is a floor filler for that, definitely.
2 double vodkas and Red Bull, and I'm off. That's it. Doesn't matter what song comes on. Hasta La Vista, even 2003, I would be up there dancing. Danny, is this a banger for you?
Yes, I'm a huge fan of this song. I think maybe I just like all the trash, to be honest, because I just thought this was fantastic. I thought that the revamp that they did, where they put a bit of extra bass in the background, I'm all over that. The stomping around on stage. Maybe I've got a thing for Serbia, I don't know, but I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah. Was there a slut drop in it as well? I think there was, wasn't there?
Yes, I perfected that too.
Did you? Can we combine the slut drop with Molitva? Is that a thing?
I think it could be arranged.
Ian, Hasta La Vista, baby.
Okay, it's a fun song. I love this song, but every time I see them, they always remind me of the Frock Destroyers.
Oh my god!
It's not because they're like, it's just because they're like three like women, and I always like, is this the follow up? I don't know. Is this the follow up to I Want to Break Up? Anyways.
Did you watch RuPaul's Drag Race this afternoon?
No, but
did you dream about? I know it's 4 a.m. there, but did you dream about RuPaul whilst you were sleeping? Is that a thing?
No. Anyway, even though I like the song, it might not qualify because last time they had 3 beautiful women singing a song that is middle up tempo. It didn't qualify with what's the name of the group? Moji 3, remember them?
Right. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Well,
so
Navina was last year's participant for Serbia, wasn't she? She was a member of Moya 3.
So that is my only like trepidation for this. It might qualify, like, what is it? Absolute means only. Yeah. I forgot my channel. I mean, it will qualify. It's gonna be like 8 or 10. But I think it's a good song, and I don't know, it's a fun song that you can dance when you're bored and lonely in your home. And even though I am them shade for looking like the Frock Destroyers, because I'm not. Let me reiterate, I'm not like saying they're the Frock Destroyers. I just feel that they were for some point, but I think they're a good quality group, and I really want to know who's the Beyonce of that.
Thank you, Ian. I think I can imagine that this would really kick it on stage. They have the charisma to pull it off. Sometimes you get a band where the song's just a little bit okay, but they have the ability to raise a level. And I really see that with forgotten her name, Sanya. I think she's really got that about her. She's really got fantastic charisma, and you can see that on stage. She brings those 2 other girls together, and who knows? I mean, I could see it qualifying for sure. Alina, are you a fan of this?
Yes, I'm a fan of it. I love the song. I dance to it. I love it. Love it.
Okay, thank you, Alina. Tom, have you been practicing the slot drops?
No, I think I'll pass, to be honest. Do you know what? When this inevitably comes on in the RBT or the Eurobash disco and stuff like that, I will inevitably dance to it. Would I have picked up the phone and voted for it, Stuart? No. And shall I tell you why? Because sometimes I just get a little bit too attached to other songs in national finals. And I really liked Bomber.
Yeah.
There we go.
I think you got a new fan with me, Tom. I was the same.
I think that's basically it. Like the song, I will dance to it. I think it's a cracking song and stuff like that. But unfortunately, I just became a bit too attached to another Serbian song.
Well, that's what happens with national final season. You end up with ultimate disappointment because your favourite very rarely makes it through. It's weird, that, isn't it?
Look, my taste in music is spectacular. It's just other people haven't brought themselves back in time far enough to deal with it yet.
Beautifully put. I have no reply to that, Tom.
I think with Serbia, this was one of the only national finals where the one that I wanted to win actually won it. So for me, it was fantastic when they got it because I was so sick of all my favourites losing all the time. So I was chuffed with this.
Yeah, there was that one weekend where everyone's favourite failed, didn't it? All on one solid weekend.
Yeah.
In fact, was that the weekend of the Melody Festival and final? I think it was, wasn't it? And then everyone thought Erica was going to win in Finland, and it didn't. And then Okay, so I think we've done Serbia to death. Oh no, we haven't. We haven't gone around the team and found out where they think we'd finish. So Ian and Donna, do we think this is a qualifier?
No.
Oh, I'm willing to give it a bit more than that. No, I think it would qualify, but in the final, I don't think it would get to the left side of the leaderboard.
Okay, Danny, what about you? Are you seeing this as a qualifier?
I think it would definitely qualify, yes. And even though I love it, I don't know if it would have done that well in the final. Even though I do think the band is quite big in the Balkans, I'm not sure it was. I don't know if they were just good enough vocally. Yeah. So probably right-hand side of the board. I'm not sure where, but
the last few years, Serbia have had a habit of qualifying and then finishing kind of between 15 and 20th. So which is where Davina finished last year. And I think I may have predicted Davina might have done a bit better than that last year, Tom. But you've forgotten all about that now, haven't you? Yes, he has.
Are we talking about the song that you messaged me on like the Friday and went, Tom, this song's going to be top 5. It's probably even going to win the whole contest. It's absolutely amazing. Go and put some money on it. Just saying.
That very one. Yeah, the thing was, I was watching it all week in Tel Aviv, and on stage things look very different to how they come across on TV. This just didn't translate as well as it did in the hall. Ian, do you think this is a qualifier, or do you think this is missing out?
It's gonna qualify 8 to 10, and it's gonna go lower middle table. 15. It's a good song. It's a poppy song, but again, like Greece, there are better songs in that genre that would do better.
Thank you, Alina.
The same. It would qualify, but it would end up in the right half.
Wonderful. And finally, Tom.
I'll be perfectly honest. Not one of my favourites. Wouldn't have voted for it. Probably would have qualified just to spite me.
There you go. So that is Serbia done. So Tom, how's the chat room?
Over in the chat room, let's be honest, Mel is just owning that chat room. And there are some other messages in there too. John Boy, never mind the toilet roll, tinfoil shortage in Belgrade. Lee Fern, this song is just as bad as Ukraine 2003. Sorry. Obviously, Mel, just like lots of it. Still gonna bring up the fact that I'm just noticing Danny take another swig of his wine, just reminding us the fact that Danny might even sing us out with Molly Tvar. You never know.
I'm gonna make Mel pay for this.
But But the chat room's awash with people. Do you know what? Hello to everyone in the chat room, to Lee, to Amat, to Mel, to WVMBE, to Martin, to John Boy, to Facebook user, doesn't come up with who. I'm going to assume it's someone. Hi to Joe, hi to Nicholas, hi to everyone that's watching.
Is that somebody hiding in Facebook, watching us from a distance? Ooh, that's spooky.
But can we give Facebook a special mention? Because, Stu, I think people that are watching today should make sure they are subscribed to our Facebook page, because next week we're going to be doing Retrovision 1991, and in preparation for Retrovision 1991 on Tuesday night on our Facebook page, we're going to be hosting a Facebook watch party of the 1991 contest.
Yes, we are. Do not miss Friday live right here on YouTube. I will be doing drag. I'm going to be doing drag not once, but twice, all in one night. Stay tuned. I've got to get my makeup
Alla
on.
Pugacheva again.
What level?
Alla Pugacheva.
Sorry, Tom.
Alla Pugacheva. Alla Pugacheva.
She wasn't in 91, dear.
No, but I just wanted to dress up as her. I'll be honest, quite frankly. It was just... Your rendition of Prima Donna just makes me laugh every time. I just like to feel it out at least twice a season.
I probably will be recycling some of the materials from Alla Pugacheva, but you'll have to just tune in on Friday at 9 p.m. Central European time. So, Tom, final comments from the chat room, and then we'll get out of here.
Martin Palmer says thumbs up.
Wonderful. So insightful. Thanks, Martin. I'd like to thank our guests this evening. Thank you to Ian for getting up at shit o'clock in the morning to be on the show. That's real dedication.
Like, thank you.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you for joining us. How was your first show?
I've really enjoyed it. It's been good fun, yeah. I'm not
Good.
massively appreciating Mel's comments, but, you know, we'll move on from that.
Yeah. Hey, you managed to get through the entire show without singing a note?
I did.
We'll get you on the next time.
Yeah.
Thank you to Ian.
You can do it. Oh, that side.
I'm just
trying
wondering
to
if
encourage, gently.
I'm just
Maybe
wondering if
another time.
Danny's turned into a ventriloquist. Where's his arm? Big thank you to Ian and Donna.
No problem, thank you.
Big thank you to Elena.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you to my co-host as always, Tom. Thanks ever so much.
Big thanks.
We will see you tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central European time, right here. Until then, goodbye, folks.
Bye.
Bye.
you.